This is the village of Kasura. It is a very isolated village in the desert of Middle East Egypt. Many villagers have lived in this village, and the village itself has an amazing history. This village was once ruled by a civilization called the Mongos. Far back in time, about 2900 BC, there were tribes that lived in this village. These tribes couldn't communicate with one another, and a war was declared. This war lasted nearly a month until a temple was built not far away from the village. This temple was built by the slaves of Kasura, and these slaves prayed here and hoped that one day everyone could communicate. This ended the war when everyone decided to pray at this temple. The people eventually became one big community and built farms and places of prayer. The villagers had to bring bread, fruit and water. They would offer fruit to their gods. They made shrines to do this. Nearly 3 decades after the war, a new type of tribe arrived to the village. He was known as the wandering trader. He would travel a long distance with his 2 llamas carrying food, water and books of knowledge. Eventually this man would arrive to the village and sell his things. As many people in the village were poor, they couldn't afford these items and instead had to grow their own crops. This trader would travel across the scorching hot desert, over the sandy hills and past the water wells until he found a civilization. He would offer fruit to the priest of the village and pray at their churches. This man would stay over at the village for at least 2 days until he was prepared for another long journey yet to another village. On his way to the next village, he would pray at a temple and hope his journey would go well. These temples were very holy and a sacred place of prayer. Wandering traders would sometimes gather in the main part of the temple and pray together. These temples have old pharaohs buried in the depths of the temple. There is even a secret chamber underneath the ground with treasure and chests containing the remains of a pharaoh. This treasure was hidden here to give the pharaoh luck and value during his transformation into a god. People would come to a temple and offer bread to the god so that they don't get hungry on the way to being a god. These temples are so sacred that if you steal the remainings of the pharaoh or even the treasure, you could get cursed for life. So this was the story of the peaceful village Kasura and the holy temples of Egypt. Next time you find one of these villages or temples, just remember the story and think how people survived the hard times as slaves and also living in the middle of a hot desert. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully you've enjoyed this. If you have, then don't forget to smash that like button and also subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this. And other than that, I will catch you in the next one. See ya!